Let's move on, though, Johnny. The next two, we're not looking at trailers.
No.
We're done with trailers. Like, that was our last trailer that we watched. Let's be honest. We would be watching a trailer for this one
if they had put one out.
Sony had released it. However, from what I hear and from what you have heard also, it looks like the Riot symbiote, or I'm sorry, it's Sony symbiote. Because remember, they said that. Not going to let that die.
Yeah, you're not letting that go.
The Riot symbiote, in that the special effects aren't done. I'm thinking it's an Aquaman thing. They just want the special effects to be fine. Aquaman proved me wrong. You know what? We got a trailer this week. Phenomenal trailer. I'm excited for it. Go do you, boo, basically, and get those effects done. But I still wanted to talk Venom trailer because we do have some new things.
Yeah.
It's said that he's going to be fighting the Riot symbiote. People are saying that the Drake character will be the one at the end to get the Riot symbiote and who he's fighting. Yeah. There's other things like the Riot symbiote, or not the Riot symbiote, the Venom symbiote, not just talking in his head,
but creating the head on the side.
Exactly. And then the big one of Venom just taking a chomp out of a dude's head.
Yeah.
Just going ham on a dude's head and basically saying, mine.
Hard R.
Biting the head right off of someone. So what I want to ask you is, based off of what we heard about the new footage that they showed at Comic-Con for Venom, I want to ask you this. How good is this Venom movie going to be? Has this has this moved the needle for you? Are you still worried about it? Or is this like, you know what, I am hyped. The hype meter's at 10 because of what I've been hearing.
I'm hyped. It'll be a little bit easier to grasp like what exactly they're talking about once we get that trailer. I get it. They don't want to release it at the moment because they're trying to fix it. Just like, hey, DC, I got you now. You wanted to fix the Aquaman stuff, and I appreciate that.
And
now.
Marvel's like, we ain't helping you, bro. It's in association with Marvel.
Yes, it's in association with Marvel.
God, when I saw that, I was basically like, that's Marvel saying, if we want out, we can get out, right? If we want out of this, we can get out of this, right? We don't have to stay for the Venom part of things. We got our Spider-Man stuff working over here. But yeah, like you were saying, just get the special effects done. I understand that. What do you think of the Riot symbiote being the main one that he's going to be fighting in the film?
It's an interesting choice, especially no introductions to a lot of them. And a lot of people, like, I had to look into them once we started getting the Venom movie of what all the symbiotes were, because it's like I knew Carnage, I knew Anti-Venom, I knew, oh, shit, I forgot most of them already, to be honest.
I'm looking them up. The 5 symbiotes.
Yeah.
Here we go. Comic Vine gonna have my bag, Johnny. I just gotta wait for the internet to load everything. So you've got, let's see, Lether Protector. Come on. Give me him. Not Separation. Hybrid. Yeah, this didn't help me at all. But Rage. Isn't Rage one of them?
Rage is one of them.
You've got...
Screech? No.
I think you are right with Screech. But there are 5 of them: Venom, Carnage, Rage, Plague. There's one with a P, I think, as well. But this will be interesting to are they going to do it where it's like, oh, we only have 2 symbiotes? Or is it going to be, hey, some people are saying we'll get it in the post-credit. I'll ask you right off the bat. Are we going to get Carnage at the end of this movie? Will that be because the director or other people they asked in the panel was like, well, you are going to see some other comic book villains in this movie, but was kind of very coy with it. Do we get Carnage at the end of this movie, not post-credit, actually in the movie?
I hope we do. Near the end of, for some reason, like, even if it's post-credit, I would prefer post-credit in a sense, because save them for the next movie then, since you already have your villain picked out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would love to see him in this movie. By the way, I did find a list real quick. Of all
I found a list of a ton of them.
Venom, Carnage, Toxin, Anti-Venom, Dreadface, Scream, Lasher, Phage, Agony, Riot, Hybrid, Payback, Triple Z, Double X, that's a weird one, Scorn, Mania, Marcus, Carl, Malice, and Agents of the Cosmos.
Yeah, there's a ton of these.
Yeah, and that's just the short list I found in here. There's probably a ton more. It says there's other versions. But I mean, yeah. So I mean, see, Lethal Protector are all Scream, Lasher, Phage, Agony, and Riot.
Okay.
Which, yeah, that's fine. If you guys are going a Lethal Protector route with that, then yeah, start
Which
using.
Tom Hardy in an interview with Variety did say we are going heavily into Lethal Protector.
Which, and if that's the case, then yeah, use the ones in that list right there. Which I guess if this is the introduction to Venom,
yeah,
you may as well have one of these ones in there since you said, like they said, they're doing Lethal Protector. May as well have one of those, but do throw Carnage in the end there. It would be great to have that because that's like a bigger villain in a sense that you know is against Venom because it's like more people know who Carnage is.
And the thing I was kind of thinking too is everyone asks about Spider-Man, how he is going to fit into this. And everyone's kind of tight-lipped about it, where it's Venom is not going to be in association with the MCU stuff.
No.
It's happening on its own. And even Tom Hardy in an interview was like, yeah, I'm kind of selfish about that. Like, I'm glad to have this character that's my own, and I don't have to worry about that. And I love the way he answered the question when they were like, well, do you know anything about stuff like that? And he's like, well, that's above my pay grade. It's not my daddy's tractor, basically. Like, that was the best line of like, I don't own the stuff. My dad doesn't own the thing, so I don't really know what they're talking about here. I'm the wrong person to ask is basically what I got from that. I'll ask you this, because this is something that I've been thinking of maybe they're going to do because of the arrangement with MCU and with Spider-Man. Does this Venom thing just become, hey, we're not going to have Spider-Man in here. This is going to be, when we tell the Venom movies, it's Venom stories based on Venom. Yeah, Spider-Man may be one 5 years down the line, but he doesn't have to be in one. Like, it could be movie 2 for Venom, if it does well, could be Venom v. Carnage.
Yeah. That would be a good route to go because you don't want to be reliant on that, especially if your Venom movies are doing well. You want to okay, we'll keep it separated. Like maybe
gotta keep it separated.
Hints at Spider-Man's in this universe, obviously, but we don't need to have him in here in order to have these movies.
What about I know this is rated R. Were you expecting Venom just bites the head off a guy?
Not necessarily.
I don't know why, but I was kind of surprised with that.
I wasn't necessarily expecting that. I was expecting rated R for I
didn't think they'd put it
harsh
in there.
Violence.
I can't wait to see it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm squeaming.
Just like we've been waiting forever for Logan to go.
Well, that just makes me think if they do a Carnage.
Yeah.
If you're already having Venom bite the head off a guy,
how much more graphic are you going to get?
How much more graphic is Carnage going to be? Because Carnage is supposed to be way more graphic than Venom.
Yeah, exactly. So
because they've even said, you can see Eddie Brock making weapons a la Carnage style. That just makes me think, well, if you're raising it this high up with Venom, how are you going to break that glass ceiling with Carnage?
Ooh, unless that's like a one-time thing and Eddie Brock says, no, never again.
We don't do that. Kind of like how he was like, hey, but we only hurt bad people.
Yeah. And maybe he says, okay, no more making the weapons, no more biting the heads off of people.
Maybe this is also an argument we see when
the head
it's head v head, not in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It could be that. And then all of a sudden just later on, that could lead into the Carnage thing. Like that little part of the symbiote breaks off. And that's the one that still remembers doing those two things in particular.
And then it finds Cassidy. And that's how we get the.
And Cassidy's all for that. He's like, let's do it.
Well, he's fucked up.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He goes,
he's a psychotic murderer.
He the symbiote at first, maybe it wants to go bite the head off someone, and Heston is like, no, go ahead, man.
Yeah, go ahead. I ain't gonna stop you.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Yeah, and then he makes all these and that's something too is maybe Cassidy's mind helps with the weapons of kind of Green Lantern style. Yeah. Whatever you can imagine, you could make now.
Yeah, it's or the symbiote sort of starts to form something and then stops. What are you doing? Let's make this weapon.
Yeah, and then he just makes one that's even more fucked up than the symbiote.
Yeah, maybe symbiote was just simple sword, and he goes, let's do an axe, man.
Yeah, and then that's where you get. Oh man, then that's where we get the classic Carnage axe.
Yeah.
Would it be an axe or would it be like that cleave that we get? Like, because the classic Carnage cleave, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like usually the one that's like a pendulum and it just swings.
Yeah.
It's got the little crescent.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah. Or that one. That one would be good too.
Where it's just like, and then boom, he just cuts a guy in half with it. This movie, I still don't know. Like, I think I'm more reserved for this movie now than I am the DC movies. I know it's probably because I've gotten to see trailers for the other ones, and I haven't seen a trailer for this since we weren't at Comic-Con. But, like, for me, I feel like Spider-Man's in good hands because he's in the MCU. Sony, what are you going to do for me?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my worry, is because, like, the Into the Spider-Verse, I'm not worried about that because it's animated. It's, like, it's easy to do a good animated movie for me. But once you do that live action, I already know what I've gotten from you. And it's just one of those things where it's like, if this flops, where do you go from here?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if it flops, do you start thinking about handing more of it over to Marvel to play with?
Yes. If Venom flops, I make more deals with Marvel because that's how I'm going to make my money.
We have more characters for you to play with.
Exactly.
Just let us do the same deals with those. Just add it on to the Spider-Man contract.
Exactly. That's exactly what I would do.
I would do, and that would probably be the better business sense because they're making the money from all the money from the movies.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. And Marvel's just making it from the franchising.
And I mean, that would be if Venom flops, is I would do that because it's how are you going to make the money off of this character? And if you're spending all this effort to make this Spider-Verse, how is that going to happen if Venom flops?
Exactly. It's kind of
and I'm not saying Venom is going to flop, by the way.
No,
I'm
because
just
I
asking
mean,
the what
we may like the hype we had when the first one came out may reinstall itself once we get the new trailer.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't wait.
Reinstate something like that.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. But also in the back of my mind, it's like, what if this does fail? What do you do from there? Because I'm trying to think, like, there are so many characters that they can use just from the Spider-Verse in general. But I don't know if Marvel will be like, yeah, we want all that. I think Marvel right now, because even the interview from Spider-Man Homecoming, there was a video I was watching where the guy was talking about it, and he goes, while the Amy Pascal is talking, you see, like, Kevin Feige, like, make faces, and he's looking around, and the guy goes, if you want to see Kevin Feige triggered, that's Kevin Feige triggered right there. Like, it was like nope, shut up. What are you doing? Shut up. We're giving too much away kind of a thing where you could tell sitting there, Kevin Feige was not very comfortable sitting there during that interview. I'll ask you this. Anything with the Venom thing you think we didn't hit that we should hit?
No, I think we hit a lot with that. I'm intrigued to finally see it, and maybe it'll bring back the hype we had, like I said, with the first one.
And when a trailer does come out, we are going to talk about it. We are going to react to it.
Yep.
We're going to do everything with that trailer because we cannot wait for it. The last one we had was like a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was.
It was a really long time ago. I think the first time we ever talked about the Venom movie was a year ago or a little over year ago. When that was
talks about
Tom Hardy's going to play Venom.
Yeah.
And now it's already getting ready to become a movie. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you think down below in that comment section. What do you think about this Venom news? Are you excited for Venom? Are you excited for the trailer? Have your thoughts really changed? Kind of like what I asked Johnny. Has this news moved the needle which way of will this be a good or bad movie? Let me know and let Johnny know what you think down below in that comment section.